Success is found in your daily routine, not in once-in-a-lifetime events, not in lucky breaks, not in what you do once in a while when the mood is right. It's found in what you do every single day. The habits, the disciplines you make, quietly, when no one is watching. That's where success hides. You see, most people are searching for the big moment, the one breakthrough, the one opportunity. But here's the truth, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. That's it. Nothing fancy, nothing secret. Just simple things done with consistency. Brushing your teeth won't make your life better, but doing it every day will. Reading 10 pages of a good book won't make you rich, but doing it every day just might. Waking up early once won't change your future, but doing it for the next year. That's transformation. We become what we repeatedly do. Excellence, success, fulfillment. They are not acts. They are habits. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And how do you get better? Not in a weekend seminar. Not in a single decision. But in the routine, the daily disciplines that sharpen you, stretch you, shape you. The tragedy. Most people ignore the routine because it feels too small to matter. But if you neglect the small things long enough, they become big problems. And if you embrace the small things long enough, they become big results. So here's what I learned. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. Not next week. Not next year. Today. And if you'll change your routine up, you can change your entire life. That's the journey we're going to take today. One part at a time, one principle at a time, one decision at a time, because success is predictable if you build the right routine. Success is not one big thing. It's a few little things done well, done consistently, done every single day. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Let me tell you, that line changed my life. Because I used to think success was something you stumbled into, that it came to the lucky, the talented, the chosen few. But then I realized, success isn't a mystery. It's not a miracle. It's not magic. It's predictable. And it starts with what you do, day in and day out. You see, the problem with small things is they're easy to do. But they're also easy not to do. It's easy to read 10 pages of a good book. But it's also easy to skip it. It's easy to go for a walk. But it's easy to sit on the couch. It's easy to plan your day. But it's easy to scroll your phone. The tragedy. Most people underestimate the power of small things because they don't see the immediate result. But here's what I learned. It's not what you do once in a while that changes your life. It's what you do daily. Let me ask you, what are you doing today that your future self will thank you for? Or better yet, what are you not doing that your future self will regret? You see, the future isn't some place we arrive at. It's a place we create. And we create it through our habits, through our rituals, through our daily decisions. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. It is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. The basics! Not complexity, not sophistication, just the basics. Done well. I used to live by chance. Wake up late. No plan, no purpose. Just drifting from one task to another. But then my mentor said to me, Jim, if you don't change, nothing will change. And that hit me, because I realized my days were in chaos. And my results showed it. So I started small, got up earlier, read for 30 minutes, wrote down my goals, took a walk, listened to something that challenged me. Just small steps. But those steps turned into strides. And over time, those strides turned into a new lifestyle. That's the secret. You don't need to change everything in a day. You need to change something every day. Let me give you a picture. Think of your life like a garden. Every day you're planting something. A thought, a habit, a conversation, a behavior. And every habit is a seed. If you plant the right seeds daily, you won't see a harvest overnight. But give it time and you'll reap a life of abundance. But if you plant weeds, neglect, excuses, distractions, then don't be surprised when your life becomes overground. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And therein lies the danger. The foundation of success is built quietly. You don't get fit in one gym session. You don't become wealthy from one paycheck. You don't master your craft in a week. But you can lay one brick today, and then tomorrow, and the next day, and before you know it, you've built something strong. So here's the question I want you to ask. What are the small things in your life that matter most? Think about it. The 10 minutes of gratitude in the morning, the 30 minutes of reading at night, the 10-second decision to show up instead of quit, the 5 minutes reviewing your goals. Those are not small. They're everything. Because how you do the small things is how you'll do the big things. Your daily routine is not a list of chores. It's your compass. It tells you who you are becoming. And more importantly, who you are choosing to become. Because let me remind you, you don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. And that work happens in the quiet, unnoticed hours of your routine. Success doesn't shout. It whispers. It says, get up. Read the book. Make the call. Practice again. Say no to the distraction. Will you listen? Because the foundation of success isn't found in what you hope to do someday. It's found in what you do today and tomorrow and the next day. I build the right routine and you'll build the right life. I used to start my day like most people. Woke up late, scrambled to get dressed, skipped breakfast, no time to think, no time to plan. And I wondered why life felt out of control. Then one day, my mentor said something I never forgot. Either you run the day or the day runs you. And just like that, everything changed. The first few hours of your day, they hold more power than you realize. Those quiet hours, before the noise of the world begins. That's your window. That's your time to take control. Because how you start determines how you continue. And how you continue determines where you arrive. Let me ask you something. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Is it grabbing your phone? Scrolling through someone else's life? Letting notifications pull you in 1,000 directions? Or do you start with you? Your goals, your health, your thoughts, your values? Let me tell you something simple. But don't mistake simplicity for weakness. Your first hour is your golden hour, not because it's magical, but because it's intentional. If you can win the first hour, you can win the day. Discipline is the foundation upon which all success is built. And discipline begins in the morning. So I began a routine. Not rigid, not overwhelming, just intentional. Woke up 30 minutes earlier, read 10 pages of something that fed my mind, wrote down my goals, stretched, took a walk in silence. And you know what happened? It created clarity. It created energy. It created momentum. You see, momentum is a funny thing. It doesn't show up with fireworks. It starts with a decision. And then another. And then another. If you've ever felt like you're behind all day, it's probably because you started behind. Most people lose the day before breakfast. Why? Because they gave away their attention. They gave away their direction. They checked in with the world before checking in with themselves. And that's dangerous. Because if you don't design your day, someone else will. The most successful people I've ever met, they don't wait and hope for clarity. They create it. They don't wait for the day to go right. They guide it. They don't react to life. They lead it. And they all have something in common, a powerful morning routine. Now don't get me wrong. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. just to say you did. No, it's about waking up with purpose, with a plan, with discipline. Because discipline is choosing what matters most over what's comfortable now. Let me be clear. I'm not asking you to change everything. I'm asking you to change one thing. How you start your day. Give yourself the first hour. Not your job. Not your phone. Not your inbox. Give it to you. Because you deserve it. And because your future depends on it. Here's what I recommend. Wake up earlier than you need to. Even 30 minutes makes a difference. Feed your mind. Read, listen. Reflect. Do something that builds you up. Move your body. Motion creates emotion. A little movement changes your state. Review your goals. Remind yourself what matters. Don't drift. Decide. Practice gratitude. It sets the tone. It shifts the perspective. Do that for 30 days. You'll be shocked at who you become. Because it's not just about the routine. It's about the identity it builds. Most people think success is about talent, or timing, or luck. But I've learned something different. Success is waking up and choosing to live on purpose before the world tells you who to be. Success is deciding that your life matters enough to begin it with discipline. Success is found in those quiet moments when no one's watching, in the first hour of your day. That's the most powerful moment you've got. If you want to change your life, don't start with the year. Start with the day. And don't even start with the day, start with the first hour. That's where your power is. That's where your edge is. That's where you become someone new. Use it wisely, and the rest will follow. Stand guard at the door of your mind. That's one of the most important things I ever learned. Because what you allow into your mind shapes your thoughts. And your thoughts shape your life. See, most people don't guard their minds. They leave the doors wide open. And anything can walk in: negativity, fear, doubt, discouragement. You can't build a successful life with a negative mind. It just doesn't work. When I first started out, I didn't understand this. I thought motivation came from outside. I was waiting for someone to inspire me, to encourage in me. But here's the true thing: if you wait for the world to feed you something positive, you'll starve. You've got to feed yourself every day, on purpose. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant good seeds, ideas, goals, inspiration, you'll grow something beautiful. But if you neglect it, weeds take over. And weeds don't need permission. They show up on their own. Fear, worry, anger, regret. They're like weeds. They grow fast and they choke out everything else, unless you do something about it. That's why I made a decision early on, a simple one, to feed my mind something positive. Every single day. Not once a week. Not when I felt like it. Every day. Books, tapes, seminars, wise people. And it changed me. Little by little, I used to have small ideas. I used to think in limitations. I used to believe I wasn't enough. But the more I fed my mind, the more my belief began to grow. And here's the amazing thing. The more you feed your mind something good, the more your mind starts to reject the bad. Negativity doesn't stick the same. Fear doesn't last as long. Doubt loses its power. Why? Because now there's something stronger inside you. Let me give you a simple challenge. Each day, spend just 30 minutes feeding your mind something positive. Not gossip. Not bad news. Not social media junk food. I'm talking about something that lifts you up. Read a chapter of a good book. Listen to a speech or a podcast that inspires growth. Write in a journal and reflect on what you're learning. Review your goals and visualize your future. Why? Because input creates output. If you put in wisdom, you get out clarity. If you put in faith, you get out courage. If you put in gratitude, you get out peace. Now, I can hear some people say, "But Jim, I don't have time for that." Well, let me say this, you don't have time not to. 5 minutes of the wrong input can ruin your day. Just one conversation, one comment, one piece of bad news. So don't leave it to chance. Start your day with something positive before the world has a chance to bring you something negative. I had a friend once who told me, "Jim, I listen to your tapes while I drive to work." And I said, "That's wonderful. You've turned your car into a classroom." He was growing while others were just commuting. That's the difference. Use your time to feed your mind. While you walk, while you clean, while you wait in line. Turn those empty moments into learning moments. You see, success doesn't come from one big breakthrough. It comes from small things done consistently. Reading 10 pages a day, listening to one positive message each morning, asking better questions, avoiding toxic conversations. These little things, they compound. Just like negativity compounds, so does positivity. Here's the reality: you become what you listen to. You become what you read. You become what you dwell on. So choose wisely. Don't let the wrong voices shape your mindset. Feed your mind strength. Feed it faith. Feed it vision. Feed it discipline. Because when the storms of life come, and they will come, you want to be grounded, rooted, prepared. And let me remind you of this. You can't control everything around you, but you can control what you allow inside you. So guard that door, be intentional, and feed your mind every day. Because when your mind is strong, your life becomes strong. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And one of those disciplines is this: feed your mind every day on purpose. You want more, become more. You want success, grow into the person who attracts it. Because let me tell you, success is something you attract by the person you become. Now, most people, they're hoping for a breakthrough, some magical moment that'll change their life forever. But here's the true thing. The real breakthrough comes in small, daily growth, tiny improvements, simple disciplines, quiet efforts that no one sees. I used to think growth came from big events, seminars, books, speeches. And yes, they can spark something. But real growth, the kind that changes your life, it happens in your routine. It happens when you choose to get a little better today, not by accident, but by design. Let me ask you, what's your plan for growth? If I asked you for your goals, you might have a list. But if I asked for your growth plan, would you know? Most people don't. They think they'll grow automatically. But growth is not automatic. Only aging is. You don't get better by accident. You get better by intention. So how do you grow daily? Here's what I dig and still do. Set a time for learning every day. Even if it's 15 minutes, make it a non-negotiable. Reflect. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I improve? Stretch yourself. Do something uncomfortable. Speak up. Say yes. Say no. Push your limits, because growth lives just outside your comfort zone. Now, let's talk about another key. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. See, I used to look around and feel behind. So many people seem farther ahead. But then I realized, I'm not in competition with them. I'm in competition with my own potential. If I'm growing even slowly, then I'm winning. You know, one of the greatest things you can do for your confidence is to see yourself getting better, even just a little. That builds momentum. And momentum is powerful. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's what I began doing. Because if you get better, everything gets better. Your income improves. Your relationships grow. Your opportunities increase. Why? Because your value goes up. And the marketplace pays for value. Now, don't wait for motivation to show up first. That's the mistake. Discipline must lead the way. And from discipline, it comes progress. And from progress comes motivation. The more you grow, the more energy you feel, the more confidence you gain, the more possibilities you see. Let me say it again, success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by becoming an attractive person, attractive in your habits, in your character, in your mindset, in your work ethic. So make this decision today and every day grow. Read something that challenges you. Practice a skill, even if you're not good at it. Ask better questions. Stay humble enough to learn. Stay hungry enough to act. Because you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you become. I once asked a mentor, how long does it take to change your life? He said, about the same time it takes to change your daily routine. And I never forgot that. Because life doesn't respond to hopes. It responds to habits, and growth, real, meaningful, lasting growth, happens daily. So ask yourself today, what can I improve? Where can I stretch? What can I learn? Because when you grow, you rise. And when you rise up, your whole life rises with you. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. So make one of those disciplines the discipline of becoming a better version of you. Every day. On purpose. Because the best investment you'll ever make is in your own growth. The future is not something you go toward, the future is something you create. Now, listen closely. Because this might be the most important part of all. The secret to your future is not out there. It's not in some far off place. Not in some magical moment. It's in your routine, in the things you do every day. See, people often ask me, Jim, how do I change my life? Simple: change your day. Because your future, it's being shaped right now. In your habits. In your decisions. In the way you spend your time when no one's watching. Let me say it clearly: success is not something you stumble upon. It's something you design. Deliberately. Intentionally. Routinely. And that design happens. Daily. If you want to know where your life is headed, don't look at your dreams. Look at your calendar. Don't look at your wishes. Look at your routine. Because your routine is writing the script for your future. Let me ask you, what time do you wake up? What's the first thing you feed your mind? How much of your day is spent moving you toward your goals? How often do you reflect? How often do you improve? These questions, they reveal your destiny. I used to think I could wait for success. That if I just worked hard every now and then, things would change. But then I learned it's not what you do once in a while, it's what you do consistently. Because consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. You want a better future? Build a better routine. Now I know, routine sounds boring. But let me tell you, a strong routine is your secret weapon. It gives you power, stability, discipline. It frees you from the chaos of chance and puts you in control. Let's go deeper. Your daily routine should be built on these 4 pillar cells: discipline, purpose, growth. Every single day, discipline to do what matters, purpose to know why it matters, growth to become more valuable, gratitude to enjoy the process. We must all suffer one of 2 pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline is hard, but regret is devastating. And it comes when you ignore the power of your daily choices. Let me tell you something else: you don't get your goals. You get your standards. If you raise your daily standards, your life has to rise with them. That's why I say, don't just set big goals. Build small disciplines. Because goals give you direction, but discipline gives you progress. You want to write a book? Start by writing 30 minutes a day. You want financial freedom? Start by budgeting your next dollar. You want to get in shape? Start by walking 10 minutes in the morning. Big changes begin with small routines. Now I want you to think about this. What would your life look like if you took control of your mornings? What if you made learning a daily habit? What if you guarded your time like it mattered? What if you stopped negotiating with your goals? Because when you protect your routine, you protect your future. Let me give you this final truth: every day is a vote for the future you're creating. Every decision, to rise early or sleep in, to learn or scroll, to build or complain, to stretch or settle, it's all casting a vote. The future doesn't arrive suddenly. It shows up quietly, in the form of what you've been doing daily. So here's the challenging: audit your routine and then upgrade it, not all at once. Start small, but start now. Because success is not a mystery. It's a formula, and it begins in your daily decisions. If you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree. You can change your habits. You can change your thinking. You can change your direction. And when you do, your life begins to change too. So remember, the secret to your future is hidden in your daily routine. Guard it, shape it, honor it, and it will reward you with the life you've always imagined. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, success is not a distant dream. It's built day by day, moment by moment. Choose your routine wisely. Make every small action count and watch your life transform. I'll leave you with this thought. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better.